Okay, here's the application problem solution. So the first thing I'm going to do is underline or write down on my whiteboard all of the important pieces of this word problem. I need to figure out what the problem is actually asking me and what the information is that they've already given me. So I'm going to underline 1 meter wire for sure, because that's what it's telling me. I'm going to underline 1/4 meter, divided into 5 smaller chunks. Divided, that's a key word there. And then this right here, 3/4 of a meter. So I need to figure out what fraction of the smaller marks is that. I'm going to, first of all, draw a picture. If I can draw a picture, then you need to do that. Okay, so here's my picture. I drew a 1 meter wire because that's the first piece of information it gave me. So I just drew a line and I marked it, there's 1 meter. And now here it says each 4th meter. TH, remember, is pieces of a whole, like decimals with tenths and hundredths. That's pieces of a whole. So that means I'm not going to have 4 meters. I'm going to have 1/4 of a meter. So the next thing you do is split that meter into 4 equal chunks. And like Mr. Matson and Mr. McCrary have said, if you're splitting it into 4 pieces, then you're going to be making actually one less than that number of lines. So 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. That will give me 1, 2, 3, 4 chunks because your last line gives you 2. So draw 3 lines. Here's a 4th, here's another 4th, here's a 4th, and here's a 4th. Now, each of those is marked off and divided into 5 smaller equal lengths. So that's the next piece. Start dividing those into 5 lengths. And remember, 5 lengths, so that means I'm going to be making 4 lines. So there's my 4 lines. There's my 4 lines. There's my 4 lines. Okay, it says if Mr. Hopkins bends the wire at 3/4 of a meter, what fraction of the smaller marks is that? So that's 3/4 because here's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, or 1/2. So I stopped right here because that's where he stopped bending the wire. What fraction of smaller marks is that? So basically I need to figure out how many smaller marks that would be out of the total number of smaller marks. So if each one of these is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then that makes this 10, which makes this 15. So there's 15 out of how many would that be altogether if I had 5 more marks? 20. So 15/20ths is the answer. There's also another way you could do this, which I'm going to show you. So I've listed out my quarter pieces, just like we had before. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So he is stopping at, I'm going to do this, 3/4. And it says it's divided into 5 smaller equal lengths. So I'm multiplying it by 5 because fractions, when I divide it, I'm splitting it. So I just want to split this number 5 more times. Basically, all I'm looking for is an equivalent fraction. And so 3 times 5 equals 15, 4 times 5 equals 20. So I could solve that with just numbers and not even have to draw a picture. Okay, that's all.